Yes, this is a live video. We wanted to come in like the statue. The statue, this is the original Statue of Liberty. Are you surprised to learn that the original Statue of Liberty, a gift from France to the United States, was actually a black woman? You thought she was white the whole time. She was actually black. The French said, "We give you liberty, monsieur, mademoiselle, liberty." And they said, "No, she got to be vanilla." They said, "You don't like chocolate." They said, "No, it's not going to fit in with our institution." So they had to refashion Statue of Liberty and, take away the melanin, all this, you know what I mean? Yeah, all this, they didn't know what to do with it. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you some history, a little bit of history. I don't want to call it black history because it's just world history. How many of you knew? Like, I didn't know that until recently, that the original Statue of Liberty was actually a black woman. I didn't know, so now you know, okay? So now, keeping in line with everything, thank you so much for joining me for this next experimental YouTube video on the Quirk Chronicles YouTube channel. We're going to be reacting to some things, but it's not the official typical what we've been doing since 2017. It's a little changing it up a little bit. So as I relayed on the previous video, I had good news to share, so I'm going to share it in this video in case you didn't see the previous video. But the Quirk Chronicles recently won another accolade. Yay, yay, yay. This time for lead actress Autumn Simmons. Yes, your host and producer, creator, star writer of the award-winning sitcom web series The Quirk Chronicles. Last year, I entered the web series into the So You Think You Can Act competition. Yes, I did. And so the judges obviously agree. And I was the recipient, or am the recipient, of a silver award for lead actress, exceptional merit. And so I have, if you want to learn more, you can visit thequirkchronicles.com, check out the official site. And also, while you're at it, I'm going to need for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, to hit that like button, and to share at will, as one of my kitty cats just hightailed it up into the bay window. And so handles are below. We're on social media, the Quirk Chrony one on Twitter, and also on Facebook, Billy Quirky Girl. So we're going to be highlighting Michael Jackson today, the king of pop. Earlier in my podcast this year, I had an opportunity to weigh in on a lot of the fuckery that has been happening in and around Hollywood surrounding some BS documentary about alleged accusers of MJ, which is very suspect and shady. And many of us did not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We did not drink the Kool-Aid. Unfortunately, there were some gullible, impressionable individuals or collective that did so. However, many of us stayed true because we know that MJ, not just because he's a celebrity, but many of us, based on evidence presented, including MJ having the FBI basically watching him. You know that song that he contributed to Rockwell, I always feel like someone was watching me. The FBI was watching Mike for like 12, 15 years, keeping a case on him. They never found any evidence to substantiate that he ever was a pedophile, okay? And of course, he was exonerated, found not guilty in the 2006 trial. He'd been through this a couple of times, legally speaking. First time he settled around, I believe, like after 93 or so, he settled for an undisclosed amount of money. But this particular documentary, it features two accusers. You already know who the individuals' names are. They're individuals that knew MJ at some point in his life. But what you didn't know, and what I didn't know, many of us did not know, that one of the accusers was actually a former boyfriend of Michael Jackson's niece, Brandy Jackson, who is the daughter of his older brother, Jackie Jackson. So her and her cousin Taj have gone on several platforms, independent platforms, to give their tale and their side of the story. And this is something that the documentary did not disclose or share, that Wade Robson had a 8-year relationship with Brandy Jackson, which was not mentioned at all. And there's other interesting tidbits that she revealed about his character. But more importantly, or I should say additional, or I should say in addition to those revelations that she revealed, it was interesting to note that these two individuals had an opportunity to testify on the witness stand, and they said Michael Jackson never did anything to touch them inappropriately, never molest them. And under oath, this is what they swore under oath, and were adamant about what they initially swore to under oath. And it wasn't until after MJ passed away, all this, some of this opportunist energy started to shift, where this is really about like the money. And even Wade Robson attended Michael's memorial, and he did a lot of things. And his mother is alleged to have attempted to have contact in a relationship with Michael Jackson's children. So there's a lot of stuff that the public doesn't know about the real deal, and just a lot of inconsistencies with this whole documentary and the truth, because it was just a one-sided documentary, Leaving Neverland. And so, as I understand, Michael Jackson's estate is actually suing HBO, and the two individuals that attempted to sue Michael's estate, those claims, and they were just basically thrown out, given the fact that both individuals testified on an oath that Michael Jackson had never done anything inappropriate or sexual to them. So it was just, it's very inconsistent. It's very odd. But we all know that Hollywood is very strange and weird. And so many of us had our opinions, how we feel about Oprah Winfrey's involvement in Leaving Neverland. And many of us, were adamant about how we feel about it. I don't feel that Michael Jackson should have been thrown under the bus in this category, in this particular scenario situation, because he had never been found guilty of anything. And more importantly, the FBI never found anything to prove that he was a pedophile, and as far as at this point, God be the judge of that. And it's really sad to say, but nonetheless, at least most of us who are genuine supporters and fans and well-wishers, at least many of us are not gullible, and we know the truth. So I wanted to just kind of cue up some memorabilia in memory of Michael Jackson. It was crazy. I was just thinking about the year I was born. I was born in 80, and so Off the Wall, I was listening to Off the Wall earlier today, and I was just listening to the beginning of the intro, but prior to that, someone rode by in the neighborhood blasting it. And so when I happened to put it on, and it came on, and I was just like, Michael was only 21 when Off the Wall came out. It was just dun 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 dun. I was wondering, you keep up because the floors. I was like, wow. That was 1979 when Off the Wall dropped. I said, let me get here before Thriller drops. That came out in 1982. So nonetheless, the rest is history. So I was on board. And I have memories of playing Thriller on vinyl in 1984. Just listening to MJ playing off of vinyl and just wondering why he would squeal and I was like, someone pinching his ankles? Like, why is he making that sound? And the Michael Jackson dolls and all the fun stuff. I used to have a Michael Jackson purse. Me and one of my cousins, we used to have like the pocketbooks. And I remember I have this really vivid memory of going to a roller skating rink, and there was a video projector, and I remember Billie Jean came on, and everyone stopped skating just to watch Michael Jackson's short on this projector, and it was in the center of the rink. And so it was amazing to see that, because I always grew up with MJ. I was just fortunate enough, like many of us, to have grown up on his music and the music of his family. And I'm considering myself to be lucky in some way, or blessed, that I was on the same planet to be able to experience him, to be a part of his mission and his goal, and to be touched by his artistry. I really believe that he was a good person with a great heart, and a compassionate individual. And that's just my honest assessment of who I think he was. I think he was a decent, angelic being, in my opinion. And what else? Let's just go ahead and get into all of what I have planned up for today. You know? Okay, so let's just go ahead, check it out. Okay, now, remember this commercial? This is a Pepsi commercial. This is 1984. This is a series of a few of them. Not the one where he was burned, but this is one that features Alfonso Ribeiro, who at the time was the star of a Broadway musical called Tap Dancing Kid. This is Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Alfonso Ribeiro, and Michael Brothers, and all the other kids. Look at this, this is amazing. Yeah. This is fun. This is nostalgia, definitely. Look at that, lots of fun videos. It's like the choreography comes from a mix of J5 versus Beat It. Like they blended. Alright. This is Alfonso showing out. Kind of reminds me of Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams came in later in the 90s. Moonwalker. Right? That one. It's about the original of that on home video. VHS. And we have it on DVD. So, you have another nostalgic throwback. Another Pepsi commercial. There are many. This is one of many. Now, this is one of the alleged accusers. Trespassers, security. Security alert. There's an intruder. He's stealing. He's stealing.
Looking for me?
Yeah. He's looking for more than you. Webster should have been in that short. Okay, let's move on. This is fun. I like this one. I don't know what award Michael was receiving this particular day, but look who's with him. A blast from the past. You're about to see. It's kind of surprising because you don't know who's next to him. Wait till you see who's next to him. Ah, Stephanie Mills! Motown legend. Reunited and it feels so good. Look at her. She's like, yeah. She's like, do this for the culture. It's gorgeous. I love it. He's like, this wood is really, really heavy. Look at all the people, the press in the room. It's very, very heavy. Look at Stephanie. See, Stephanie is my height, so this gives me an idea of like where I would be if I were to stand next to MJ. I would be like below his shoulder because I'm 4'11". He gave her that heavy award. It is heavy. You just look how heavy it is. We let the white man hold it. So this time he works for us. She's saying it sounds good. Okay. All right. So what's happening? I'm about to tell you. I'm about to improvise the conversation so that many of you understand what's being said at this point. So, all right, come on, girl, let's get over here. Yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't seen you in a while. You're looking great. Thank you. You're looking great too. Yeah, we're both looking great. Yeah, got this award. Where are you gonna put this one? The rest of the awards, my Grammys, American Music Awards. You know, all of the. I have so many. I lost count. I'm grateful each time, though. I'm grateful. So, yeah, what you doing after this? She's like, Mike, why don't you, wanna be, yeah, we could do that, yeah. Yeah, there's this place I want to take you to, like, Chinatown. They got this really nice Thai restaurant, or we can go further down to Little Italy. It's a nice Italian restaurant. That sounds good, Mike. Ain't no cooking in the kitchen. So Stephanie took, ain't no cooking in the kitchen.
5 more seconds.
So 5 more seconds, MJ.
Thank you very much.
See, watch how they do this transaction. It's real smooth. Mike and Steph. He's alright. I'm see you at 8, okay? You can come get me for real. I'm gonna see you at 8. You come to church. You give me your address. She's like, see, he's still the same Mike. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, of course. I got your hotel room. I know. Yeah, I know where you're staying. You're staying at the Hilton, right? I got you. See, I got it. I got the paper right here in my hand. She's okay. He said, come on, let me give you a ride. I'm gonna give you a ride in my limo, and I'll drop you off to your limo, and then we'll do dinner. Okay, that was fun. All right. So now we have concluded this episode of experimentation on the Quirk Chronicles YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching me reminisce and engage through nostalgia, the culture of the one and only, the legendary, the icon, Michael Jackson, who is forever innocent. Okay. Spoken my piece, and I didn't wave this at all throughout the whole time. You know, it would have been more apropos if I had worn my Michael Jackson t-shirt, but it's being laundered right now. So I have to say, they had MJ t-shirts at Old Navy the month before last, so we bought a couple. So yeah, we'll do this again. See how it's stuff. I love Michael. I had this in the china cabinet. I've had this since undergrad. I used to put this on stick it to your window or the dash when you're driving, and this never gets old. It never gets bye. It gets old. But anyway, thank you so much for watching me react and do all this other stuff. And what else was I gonna say? Visit the Quirk Chronicles, the official website, quirkchronicles.com. Give me up at the Quirk Chrony 1 on Twitter, Billy Quirky Girl on Facebook, and email thequirkchronicles@gmail.com. Narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths and habitual deceivers will not be replied to. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. That's it. That's all I have to say. Bye bye.